with all these plants. I was blown away that all of this can be done with this amazing plant, and they've had me since then, and there is no stopping us. We're only going to higher places from here. And yes, I mean, we just want to bring everyone along with us. That's why we have these meetings, these events, so we can get informed. And I just love advocacy. I love talking about this plant. So please talk to me more about it. Any questions at any moment, please feel free to stop us. Yeah. Go right ahead.
Alrighty, hey guys, my name is Palma. So I'm actually from Miami, Florida, and I love cannabis so much. I drove out here to California to be part of the industry. And I was here for 1 year and never heard anyone talk about hemp. It was all about THC, smoking. I was like, where are the industrial applications at? And these girls were the first person to introduce me to hemp. I saw the hemp installation in the back, and I almost cried. The next day, it was a hemp creep workshop. We actually touched the hemp and built a little doghouse. So that was my first introduction. Being part of the club was just jumping in and seeing all the hemp products. Like, there's nowhere else I know in LA where you can see all this stuff on display. So that's pretty cool that these girls brought it to the table. I'm really excited to be here also because this is my also 1 year anniversary of being part of the Industrial Hemp Alliance, because I joined February 12th. I'm excited to be here now. I'm the supply chain officer, and also just recently became the vice president for the club. So this really represents the opportunity in joining early on and being committed to helping the club and helping people. You can rise the ranks and you can really be a part of something. We're going to show you all the really cool, amazing stuff that we've done. I think it's really impressive, but hopefully you guys see it too.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I said, I've been here for 3 years now in California, and the main thing we want to get across is the difference between hemp and marijuana. So ever since 2016, recreational cannabis got legalized in California, it's always been about the THC component, right? Getting high and stuff like that, edibles and whatnot. But we're here to talk about industrial hemp, which is legally defined as any cannabis plant with less than 0.3% THC. That 0.3% THC is an arbitrary number they did from 1970 research. It really doesn't mean much. But right now, as an industry as a whole, we're trying to push towards 1%. But the main difference is really just that. It's really just one compound separates marijuana and everything hemp, but all part of the cannabis family.
Okay.
Yeah, you got this.
We're going to be running back and forth. Okay, so we have a problem and we need solutions. So this is what's happening in our world right now. We have a really huge trash problem. It's everywhere. We are surrounding ourselves in it. It's in the streets, it's in our water, it's in our air. And yeah, our climate's changing. It's just the way the world is working right now and the way we've contributed to it for so many years now. And so yeah, currently we're suffering, not here exactly, but in our world, we're suffering through desertification. Our trees, our oxygen, it's being cut down. The Arctic is melting. Our air, what gives us life, I repeat, is just being contaminated. And everything is on just one big cycle. What we put out into the world comes back to us. So just to have that clear where we are now and what we need to do in order to solve, and just to advance, to thrive in this world. Okay, so y'all want to come on here? Okay, so anything made from trees, cotton, and crude oil can be made from hemp. There's about 50,000 uses. Anything you surround yourself, like right now, in your house, in your car, is all made from these materials. But yeah, these are just some of the few materials that can be made from it. Fiberboard. Okay, let's go by. So for hemp seeds, it's a really big nutritional seed. So you can put in your food, you can make bread, you can make pastas with it, and then it has like the perfect amount of omegas 6 and 9. So 3 and 6. So your body and you're gonna take it in beautifully and work its magic. It's full of protein, so it's great for vegetarians. And then
Yeah, that's what all the food you guys tried today is mixed with the hemp seeds.
All the food has hemp, so yeah, you probably feel better than ever.
Yeah.
Hemp seed oil and hemp seeds are in that. And then yeah, so seed cake, cooking oil, feed for animals. For animals, you can also use just bedding. But anything made from like trees, again, can be made like paper, all the things that we used at one time, like toilet paper, also made from it. How about this other one?
Yeah, the hemp fiber part of it. So one of the most exciting parts for me about hemp fiber is what we see back there is hemp insulation, mostly because it's fireproof. It's a big problem in a lot of the buildings right now that the traditional insulation is flammable, extremely flammable. So once it gets sparked, the whole house caught on fire. Versus that, I encourage anyone here to light a fire to it and see how far you get. You'll be here for hours, days. You're not gonna get it done. So that's one of the biggest things. Just recently, 6 months ago, Oregon just passed new building codes that all houses have to now be fireproof because of all the things that have been happening. So this is one of the most exciting applications. In addition to the hemp fiber, we have the hempcrete, which is the wood-like material that we have there in the middle. You mix that with lime and water, and it makes one of the best building materials on the entire planet. It's really blowing away builders and home builders and designers, architects around the world because of all the main benefits, from humidity control to being also fireproof. But the biggest thing is that it's a carbon sink. It sucks in carbon dioxide over its entire period of life. That's really cool. And that's what I was talking about here with the hemp herd. You can also use the hemp herd to make the packaging for plastics and paper as well. But overall, the main thing I want to get across with this whole thing is that petroleum oil can make roughly about 6,000 products. And here we have hemp, one plant that can make 50,000 products. So we're looking at a material that can make, it's going to be 8 times larger than the oil industry. All right, so put that into perspective in terms of what we're looking at and what we can do. In addition to that, it's also the volume, right? If you have one plant that can make all these products, it brings down the cost of goods by a lot. So that's like one of the big important things. And besides all the products it can make, it's the benefit that it does to the environment in the process, right? Rejuvenating the soil, cleaning out the air, the CO2. So I'm really excited about the plant overall.
So this is a picture of my twin sister and I actually going to Hemp Traders. Hemp Traders is pretty much one of the first source that actually imports hemp. So one of our main goal was actually to bring people from the cannabis industry and try to see how they can hire students that are actually interested. So one of our living testimonies is actually Alejandra. She got hired from Hemp Traders and she is a current employee there and she loves it. So we pretty much established, it was something that we started since October 2017, but because hemp wasn't legal, we actually waited until January, February to come, and pretty much February 13 was our initiative day where we actually turned in and submitted papers to our ASO, Association of Student Organization, and we became a charter club here on campus officially. Okay, so right here, this is one of our first big events, which was actually a hempcrete workshop where we got someone from the professional hempcrete building materials to come in and actually host this event. That's how many people we had. It was amazing. We had a good turnout. We built that wall right there, which actually, one thing, we probably should have not transported it right away. It was kind of fresh. That's why you kind of see those cracks in it, but it got demolished afterwards and got used for something else. But this is a really good turnout. It was the first time that people actually got the chance to like get their hands mixed with lime and water. And so pretty much hemp is a mixture of lime and water, and pretty much fireproofs and 50 to 70% energy saving, CO2 sequences, and termite resistant, and so much other good stuff. So after that, we hosted Hemp History Week, where Hemp History Week is actually around June. But since on our campus here, we can't have any events after our finals, so we decided to do it a little bit before, which was actually a 4-day event. We did 2 days here. First we did the Hemp Creek workshop, then we did 2 days, and then we went to Pierce College where we actually we tabled out to letting people know. It was kind of harder at Pierce College just because their president wasn't so adapted to it, and he wasn't really for it. So he kind of gave us problems of trying to give out free samples, free seeds, free anything like we do here. So that's under the LACCD district, which we are part of 9 colleges. So if we're coming here, we could go to other 9 colleges around our campus. So this was our first outside event, which was no code. We drove 17 hours to get to northern Colorado, where we pretty much met so many amazing people. This is where we really got to see the plant like no other. We never really expected it to be that big. We never expected so many products to be made. It's something that we don't see here in California, so that's why we have to travel thousands of miles just to get this knowledge and bring it back. These were some of the free samples we ended up bringing, and they were just our displays at first, and everyone took them. So little by little, just our displays just start disappearing, but it's okay. If you guys are showcasing it somewhere else and actually talking about it, just do it. Just take it if you need it. And so then we were part of the Cannabis Village 2018. Someone actually sponsored us a booth here. It was the first outside booth we did, and we ended up meeting Dolores Huerta, and she's a really great advocate. She really didn't know about the plant like that, but once she knew about it, she loved it. And yeah, this is us pretty much setting up, being alongside a lot of cannabis industry professionals. These are actually professionals. Us as an organization at school, we really weren't expecting to be alongside so many professionals, but it's amazing to actually meet all these people and network and exchange information and knowledge. And then this is the HIA Association. So since we started, they have actually been one of the organizations that we've kind of been going based on. They're a great organization. If you guys don't know about them, please look them up. They actually hosted an event here November 2nd to November 5th, where we actually were volunteering. What we like to do a lot is volunteer. So this is what actually gets us all the knowledge. Volunteering gets you the best knowledge ever. And we like to take our time, and actually, get knowledgeable for all this stuff that we could give to you guys. So yeah, these are just a couple of people that showed up for the volunteers. This is a field trip that we took for hemp traders. So pretty much hemp traders has a lot of raw materials, from fabric to anything, seeds. And we took all these students actually in 2 cars, I think. 2 cars, right? We took them in 2 cars, and we drove to Hemp Traders, which is in Fairmont. And this is Larry. He actually gave us a great tour. He's been in the business for years already. So if you guys don't know about him, Google him, read about him, go visit his workshop. It's one of the best ones. I guarantee you it's gonna be worth it. You guys will never regret going over there. So this is a Hemp Creek workshop that we did at Pierce College. We actually built this here with some of the carpentry students and some of the architect students. The architect students actually designed it. Carpentry students in our club actually built it alongside us. And then we transported to Pierce College. And from Pierce College, we mixed the hemp, lime, and water. We tampered it, and then that was the beautiful dog house. This was actually in memory of my dog that passed away. So it's called Lobo's house. And he actually passed away the day of that we were over there at HIA. So we were volunteering, and we found out the bad news. So we decided to do this in memory of him, which actually stayed in Pierce College. So if you guys go to Pierce College, I hope it's still there. Go visit it. And then this is our 1-year anniversary. So we actually built a doghouse again. And we brought people, which is hemp ecosystems. Sorry, yeah, so hemp ecosystems. And they came and they had a little workshop where
We did it differently.
it was pretty much differently because we are used to mixing our hemp in buckets, and they had something different where they just mixed everything on the tarp. So it was, you know, it's pretty nice. I liked it. And yeah, these are just pictures. This is when we went to our second year of Colorado. We volunteered our time again. And this is another workshop where we did. So we have a lot of workshops here on panel discussions and things like that where we actually get the community involved, and we always have great turnout. This is a Hemp Expo panel discussion where we had Dan Herrera and Richard Eastman come, and we had a really big turnout right here too, as you can see. It was a great event.
That was at the end of it. It wasn't all right.
Oh yeah, this was at the end. So then right here, this is Sergey. I don't know if you guys know him. He's really big in the hempcrete world. He actually hosted a hempcrete workshop here in LA where they insulated that wall, and it was amazing. So yeah, I kind of got sick that day, so I can't really tell you much about that. And then right here, this is our Hemp Pathways, where we actually, you know, this initiation of our hard work, where we actually put hemp pathways together. It's pretty much our big idea of when we first started. So how we wanted to implement hemp into all of our careers, all of our pathways here at Trade Tech, and we are hoping that Trade Tech is actually the leading college that actually hopefully takes this into consideration of actually implementing hemp into it. Slowly and surely we're doing it. So this is Hemp History Week, where we actually went out there to San Diego for the 10th year anniversary of Hemp History Week. Hemp History Week has actually been one of the biggest supporters. They are always sending us sponsorships, a lot of samples to give out to you guys, seeds, oils, all kinds of things. If you guys don't know about them, please research them, look them up. This is actually where they had an auction. So if you guys see that guitar back there, we bid on that. So we got it off of that auction. It's made out of hemp, so hemp plastic. Wow. So if you guys know how to play it, please feel free to play it. I just don't have an app for it. And then this is SCC's BIG presentation, where they actually let us share what we're doing here. And pretty much this is the group.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, we're big on hempcrete. We love hempcrete, and we want more houses being made of it. It's fire resistant, so all those fires that we had last year could have been prevented if they were made from this material. And then, okay, so we mostly build dog houses, so as you might have seen in some of them, they're just like smaller scales, like to show people like, okay, this could be a big house for you to live in. But this time we decided to do some bricks, so that's also like a different way that it can be applied. The way for it's done like most like traditionally is that you have like a frame and then you pour in the mixture and then you go in there and tamper it. But another way to apply it is like the conventional like bricks, how they are now, like concrete bricks. Whereas in concrete you have hempcrete bricks. So we also want to show other ways to use this material. And yeah, it's awesome. And then here we took a road trip up to Idaho. Never been, and it was the best time to go up there for the first U.S. Hemp Building Summit, the first. And yeah, we got to meet up with some of the awesome people that we know down here in California, meet new people. Some people are just like legends in the hemp building industry. That got Steve Allen right there. He's been in the industry for like 40 plus years. I'm not even sure, back from like Ireland, just doing these like cute like little like cottages and just all kinds of different styles. So that's Larry from Hemp Traders, and then Dion, and yeah, Eric, other members who held the summit. And in this summit, we actually also saw another way to apply hempcrete, which was like a spray on, and then it was like a pump, and then it was able to be sprayed onto it, and then once it's dry, you can just go in there and rasp off like some of like the excess. But yeah. Yeah, so we got to see 3 hempcrete homes. And yeah, they look like your average house. I mean, the one all the way to the left over there, you can kind of get an idea, but that's all hempcrete. It just looks like a regular old house. And again, this is just like, we can keep on doing what we're doing, but just changing the materials, alternatives. There's alternatives to this. We can have houses, but again, just out of hempcrete or other materials. Okay, so here we have Hempsgiving. We wanted to feed our entire community. So we invited Chef Matt, who is big in the cannabis industry as well. He has like CBD, THC products. And yeah, we invited him to come and cook with us, and we told some of the culinary students to help us out. Our members, random people, we just kind of dragged them in. They're like, you're cooking with us. And they were all down for it. And yeah, we had a lovely meal, and yeah. Yeah, so we'll go into some of the nutrition for hemp seeds. They're super good for your heart. It improves cardiovascular health and high blood pressure. It's also good if you have like digestive issues, all those like that good oil, good fats helps like move things like down. So it's high in fiber. It's also like anti like cancer. It's the perfect fatty acid profile of omega fats, and it's just like the perfect balance in your body. It helps with inflammation and strengthens your immune system. It's also good if you're struggling with like weight loss, for arthritis, joint pain, hair, skin, nails, your body, all that good stuff. And yeah, here we took another little field trip out to some field, or some little greenhouse in Lancaster. And yeah, it was awesome. And we just love surrounding ourselves with hemp, live, whether it's like a live plant or whether it's like dried and like into material now. And yeah, this year we went down to Chula Vista, I believe. Yeah, Chula Vista down by like San Diego area to participate in this awesome build. This is like the largest build that I've been in, and I think we've all been in. And it was like, it just gets more and more real every time. Like we were up there just pouring, and it's just like a larger scale than what we're used to. But we're just being able to pour, just a really nice time out there, perfect weather, perfect people to be around with. Again, next to like one of like the most like well known and like just so knowledgeable like people with hempcrete like in the world. So it's just amazing. Yeah. Okay, cool. And then kind of like going more into like future events, you see all that we've done, but we have so much more to do. Right now we're currently planning this huge hemp fashion show and contest. We're calling it Sustainable Culture. And yeah, we're gonna get some design students from here, from Trade Tech. Anyone who is capable of just sewing something up or just wants to partake in this can. And we're gonna give them like a certain amount of fabric, and then they're free to do whatever they please. We've seen some designs already, and people are just on the top, like gowns, and just awesome stuff. And yeah, some of the criteria is that all has to be like natural based, and they're able to like just use other sustainable practices. They can reuse things and just throw them into their designs. Oh, one last thing.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so we just got informed that the people from NOCO will be displaying the winner of like the contest. Will show like their gown, what they created on NOCO. So that's just like amazing. We just keep getting all these things like tied together. Yeah. Yeah, so some of the benefits, it is the strongest natural fiber in the world. It's the one. So it's less likely to pull apart. It's very durable. Like canvas, for example, canna actually comes from cannabis. So cannabis was originally made from cannabis, and that's like some of like the strongest material. And yeah, so it won't decay. It softens with use. Like this shirt, it just gets softer and softer with time. When done right, no pesticides need to be applied to the plant. If we use like regenerative agriculture, so we just do crop rotation, don't need to apply pesticides. And it's very breathable, so if it's hot outside, you're pretty cool in here. If it's cold out, just a nice climate. Resistant to mold, won't stretch, and it's good with UV light. Yeah, cool. And then, come on, up here. So yeah, I mean, this is our district.
So pretty much, like I said earlier, we are one of the largest LATC. We're part of the biggest district here in California.
In the world.
And the world, actually.
Yeah, the
So
world.
this is pretty much a map of where all of our colleges are located. So as you can see, we are not so far from each other. If we all plant seeds there, like we would, like the whole economy would be better. But yeah. Woo, next slide.
Okay,
Ah,
right.
okay.
Girls is awesome. Yeah, so I just wanted to point out, you saw how I joined about a year ago, and I went to all those events next to no cost. Like, it's just literally ambition, determination, and we went to Idaho, Colorado, San Diego. We're just traveling around the country, going to these hemp events to learn. So that's one of the amazing things about being part of this club. So what I want to do is give you like an overall viewpoint where the hemp industry is at right now. We just got legalized in late 2018. 2019 was the first year industrial hemp. So now I'm going to give you a review of the past, and then kind of going into the future what we're looking at. All right, so this is what we're talking about. Like I said, past, future, we're talking about the problems, and like the future we're talking about. All right, so my name is Robert Palma. Like I said, I'm from Miami, Florida. I went to school at University of Central Florida. There I was part of an engineering motorsports team. We designed custom formula cars. So that's there my team that I led, and we did the design, manufacturing, testing, and our competitions in Michigan. So it was a pretty cool experience overall. Learning how to manage people, manage budgets. After that, I worked at a private space company called Blue Origin, where I did that. And now I joined the cannabis industry, designing cannabis vending machines to go into retail. So let's look at the U.S. hemp industry. So the picture on your left is Vote Hemp. They do a report every year. Last year, it was 500,000 acres licensed for doing industrial hemp. I found out at the World Ag Expo, we went on Tuesday, that about half of that was actually grown, so 250,000 acres of hemp were actually grown. And of that 250, about half of that actually cropped out and was successful. So a lot of troubles last year in terms of growing hemp. This is a lookout of all the hemp growing around the world. So you can see who has the biggest markets, US being one of the dominant, China as well, and Europe. And then this slide up top is from Cannabis. It's on New Frontier Data. They do a lot of really good data analytics. And I wanted to point it out because if you can see, the chart on the left, the line on the left, that's California. But if you look at the vertical menu, it's talking to you how many pounds that is produced in each of these different states. And you see where California is at. The whole line actually jumps from 2,500 pounds to 17,000 pounds. So California is literally doing 5 to 10 times the amount of cannabis as the rest of all the other states in the country. So this is the history of California cannabis. So on that first picture towards the left, this is Google search trends of CBD. So you see back in 2016, which is pretty there at the bottom, there's pretty much no interest. But ever since 2017, you start to see a lot more interest in people looking into CBD. The one to the right, the red line is Bitcoin. So you see Bitcoin is pretty much non-existent, but late 2017, it spiked to become number one search trend between late 2017 to going 2018. And this is a picture of 2016 of all the legal cannabis states. So you can see where we're at beforehand and versus where we're at right now, where we have 44 states that have passed cannabis laws, and I think near 10 or so that are actually recreational. Okay, like I said before, this is the 2019, and the one to the left of that is 2018. So you see the number of acres that we jumped into, like almost 5 times the amount of acres more and more farmers getting into the hemp industry. And this is 2017. So you see from 25,000 to 78,000 to 500,000. So really, really huge growth in the hemp industry in terms of crops being produced. Okay, so let's talk about the problems. The biggest problem by far is education. You know, the U.S. government did a really good job in misinforming people about cannabis and hemp, and we have to correct that. That's one big thing what we did with this campus. Is first we had to teach the faculty, like, hey, this is not a drug. This is not trying to get people high. This is an industrial product that we can use to build homes and make products with. So that was the first part, doing that, and then doing that with the students. So that's a big part that we're doing. Next one is market pricing, right? Because the industry is not really well connected. We have people who are trying to sell products, and we're trying to find products. It's all through a broker network that drives people insane. And because of legal troubles, it creates troubles in distribution, transportation, marketing, sales. All that is just convoluted. We can't use Instagram and Facebook because they shut us down. So it just makes it really challenging for the hemp industry to grow and prosper. Lastly is processing infrastructure. That's the biggest problem for farmers because they don't have nowhere to take their product to get it processed and to make all the products you see here. They're pretty much stuck with their product from the farm. So what are the solutions? So the biggest solution for me is entrepreneurship and capital. Entrepreneurship are people who are problem solvers. You know, they're coming up with ideas to solve these problems, and they need the capital to support it. And that would help, you know, with all the issues pretty much. The other big one I want to talk to you about is blockchain. That's why I brought up the Bitcoin part of it because they're related. Blockchain is basically syncing databases. So if we had all of our legal information and the market pricing, lab tests, our marketing information, all that was synced together in a database we could all access, it would make the whole process much easier and smoother in sharing that information. And lastly is a self-plug. In terms of processing infrastructure, this is what my company is focused on, is developing smart infrastructure for the hemp industry, which I'm going to get into more. All right, how many of you guys know that we're in the fourth industrial revolution? A couple of you, sorry. Okay, so it's a really big deal, really big deal. So the first one was when we had electrical steam engines. That was in the 1800s. The second one was electrical. The third one was the computers. Now we're going to the fourth one, which is a combination of multiple digital technologies. Really interesting fact that I learned, each industrial revolution co-aligned with the social revolution. So you look back into the first one, the steam engines, that lined up with the French and American Revolutionary War. Also, you see the progressive era and the civil rights era. You see it's like it seems to be like a connection back to the land, back to arts, and being more free. And something has to do with the technological upgrade that we get. It makes us get a little crazy, a little wild. Something I'm trying to notice. Not sure what this one's gonna be called, but we're definitely in a technology revolution. Okay. Like I was saying before, the world is facing really big problems, really massive problems. And a lot of people, we need to get the world united together towards solving these problems. And that's what the United Nations did. So they all got, representatives of each country got together, and they came up with this list of 17 goals that we need to achieve so we can, solve our climate change problems. From looking at this, I was able to break down that to solve all these goals, we really just need to focus on building sustainable communities. Because sustainable communities, will have peace in it, will take care of the land, take care of the water, make sure that no one's going hungry and no one's poor, make sure everyone has well-being and education. All of that is integrated into a sustainable community. Yes. So then I broke down what are the parts of a sustainable community in a really big picture. It really comes down to sustainable manufacturing. What you see is goal number 12, responsible consumption and production. Sustainable manufacturing is to come down to Industry 4.0, using robots, using technology to help us produce more efficiently and faster. And doing what? It comes back to agriculture, right? We're talking about hemp and plants and fruits and vegetables, going back to nature and not what we've been doing it, but doing it in an organic, more sustainable way. So we're talking about building smart, sustainable communities, right? It's take a lot of effort, a lot of innovation, entrepreneurship, capital needs to go towards developing the solutions. A lot of people are wondering, how are we going to afford that? Where's that money going to come from? How many of you guys know about opportunity zones? Yes. So Opportunity Zones is a very new program the federal government created in 2018 that it basically gives a capital gains tax deferral. So if you were to invest $100 in the stock market and it went to $1,000, you take out that $1,000, you usually pay tax on that. If you put that $1,000, you put it into Opportunity Zone account, you don't pay taxes on it. If you wait the full 10 years. So if you did 5 years, you save 10%. If you did 7 years, you save 15%. If you waited the full 10, you save 100% on tax deferral, right? So that sounds, very nice for $1,000, but think about the guys who have $1 billion. They love this stuff, right? So that's why there was a picture there. The IRS estimated that there's $6.1 trillion out there of capital gains that's looking to go into opportunity zones. And this is money that's looking for a home, right? And it's because it was created in 2018. And 2019 was the first year of our opportunity zones. There's about 200 projects created, and with the 200 projects, about $200 billion roughly. So there's usually $5.5 trillion out there looking to go into one of these opportunity zone projects. And this map right here shows you all the opportunity zones across the country. California has the second most, with 849 opportunity zones. Puerto Rico is number 1. But this gives you a general area. Opportunity zones are really focused on low-income neighborhoods. That was the premise of it. Next one. So this is where we come in. So we are developing one of these opportunity zone funds. We call it the 0 Point Fund because, like I said, we believe the future is smart and sustainable. Going back to smart, sustainable communities. So the whole purpose of this fund is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable living by using hemp products, building hemp homes, building hemp fabrics, the whole integration, the whole ecosystem. I've been in talks with a lot of these guys who's in this opportunity zone space. You know, we're estimated to be receiving about $500 million for our project. And I'll tell you, that's 5.5 trillion. 5.5 trillion, it's a million billions. Like, it's a lot of money. And on top of that, there's something called tokenization, which is basically you can tokenize those assets to make it even more. But the whole point of it, right, is to use this money so we can build infrastructure for the hemp industry. We can fund entrepreneurs in the hemp industry so we can work our way towards building smart, sustainable communities. So I put together a plan for California called the California 4.0 plan, Emerging Industry 4.0 for California. California is a perfect place because California is the largest agriculture producer in the country. So we picked these 4 different spots. California City is one of my favorite things that are happening there, and also Adelanto. So right now we're working with the government and sending up our projects there. So it's really exciting stuff is happening there.
Thank you for the information.
So what's next, right? So I'm talking about building smart, sustainable communities. How can you guys be a part of that? It really starts with Industrial Hemp Alliance, learning about industrial hemp, getting involved, coming to these events, and networking with the people that we are. And that's what we focus on here in Industrial Hemp Alliance. So yeah, basically the end of the pitch is if you want to work with us in building smart, sustainable communities, join Industrial Hemp Alliance. You know, we're going to be going around the country doing this type of work. You can see here it's $25 for the entire year. You get one of these T-shirts made out of hemp. You come to all our events for free. We're doing events almost every single month. You see how we all these road trips around the country. You get to come with us. I plan on getting the school buses, you know, depending on how many students we can get. And the last thing is the Hemp Community Supported Agriculture Program. We'll be buying seeds and hemp oil in bulk, and if you're a member, you'll be receiving those products as well. Because we want you guys to be healthy. Because if you're healthy, you can get hemp products and you can have steps in the communities. That's it. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Who's going to speak next? I want to welcome our president of Industrial Hemp Alliance, Abigail Cuevas.
Sorry I haven't really been out here. I kind of got sick on my birthday and almost nearly died because I had a blood infection. So actually, weed was the only thing that cured me, but it almost nearly killed me. Just because I was in so much pain, I was smoking so much, and that's the only thing that got me to go through the pain. And they told me if I would have waited one more day, I would have not been able to be talking right now. So, yeah, thank you guys for being here. And I'm actually going to introduce the next speaker. He is a vet. I've been following him on Instagram, which most of the people that are speaking today are followers from Instagram, just FYI. So yeah, it's a good way to network. And then I met him New Year's Eve, actually. And just spoke to him, really like everything he has going on, been following everything that he does, and he just has a connection with nature, and it's beautiful, and he smokes weed. So yeah, I just want to introduce him.
Thank you.
Well.
Thank you so much. I'm going to set this here because I have a booming veteran's voice. Hopefully this will pick it up. Do we have any veterans here? Anybody? 1, and where's Cookie? 2.
Dad.
All right, there you go. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. My name's Colin Wells. I'm the founder of a group called Veterans Walk and Talk. It's an adventure group focused on getting veterans outside hiking, where they can be